if I were to create a WhatsApp group, I cannot create only with my number. I need to create with someone else's number. So I asked if anyone is taking this course and can you contact me so that I can save her number, and together we can create a WhatsApp group. So Erin contacted me, so we created the WhatsApp group. So, and another one was actually a student which I knew earlier, the days when she did a diploma. And surprisingly, she took this course. I didn't know that she took this course. So, yeah. So at least I know two of you. And hopefully I get to know all of you so that I can share what I know. And because I believe this subject is interesting. Uh, it's a new course, it's a new subject. I believe it will help you in other courses as well. Because you see, storytelling is a skill that everyone must have. I give you a simple example. Okay, just to start a class, a simple one. Why is it that I give the example in terms of question, but you don't have to answer? Okay, in my class, I try to be a good lecturer where if I ask question, you don't have to ask. I will answer myself. So don't worry. Okay, don't worry. So let me give you an example. Why is it that everyone knows the story of Cinderella? Cinderella, the one who went to the ball at night and have to go back for 12. Because at midnight, we all know, we all know, not just some of you, we all know that at exactly at 12 p.m., she has to go back. Otherwise, her glass shoes will turn into, I can't remember what her shoes were made of. Hmm? The carriage that she came with will turn back to the pumpkin. The guys, the chaperones, the drivers who took her there will turn back into rats, lah. They were animals lah, that they are supposed to be. Yeah. Why is it that everyone knows the story? And why is it that the next part would be the prince trying to find the owner of the glass shoes? Why is it that everyone knows this story? That's because, again, my answer, you don't have to answer. That's because the story is told in a certain manner, which are easy to remember and easy to understand. And that is storytelling. That is a good storytelling. And there is a structure to it. So I will share with you along this course, I will share with you the technique. And also I will share with you the simplified technique, which you can use anywhere. And by anywhere, I mean in writing. Let's say you like to write an article to a newspaper. So if you arrange your writing in this storytelling technique, I can guarantee you it will get published. If you are writing your essay using this technique, I can guarantee you your lecturer or whoever is reading your essay will definitely understand what you're trying to say. And I cannot guarantee, but can almost sort of guarantee that you will get a good mark for it. Okay, I cannot guarantee you'll get A for it, but you will certainly get a good mark. Because a sign of a good essay is that the message is clearly relayed. The ones who read your essay will understand what you're trying to say. So that's the sign of a very good essay. And by giving it a storytelling technique, you can ensure that the message in your essay will get across. And that is why I believe, not because I teach the subject, but I personally believe a storytelling technique is a must-have skill for everyone, especially young generations like you. And of course, students will always do presentations, right? So if you arrange your presentation in a storytelling technique, I can guarantee you will get a good mark out of it. Yeah. How you arrange your visuals and your photos, your videos in a carefully structured manner, in a storytelling manner, I can guarantee you can get good marks for it. Okay. All right. Sorry, I didn't check if my voice was clear or not. I just speak non-stop. But this will be recorded. I will upload this. Do you want me to upload this on YouTube or not? I don't mind either way. Okay. Last semester I didn't upload the recording on YouTube. I just shared it with the students in the group. But if you want it to be uploaded on YouTube, I also don't mind, because what I will be sharing is something that is physically uh, attainable anywhere. You can only Google up what I said. You can check, you can recheck, you can find proof for it. It's okay. There's nothing secret in what I'm trying to share with you. Okay. And also, hmm, MS Teams are quite good at doing the transcription. Perhaps you can use this as well as your notes. Yeah, I never really checked, but it's quite good. Yeah? Even though my English is not, Queen's English, my English is very Malaysian English, but it seems that Microsoft Teams can understand what I'm saying. Wow, very impressive. Anyway, sometimes I'm curious like that. Sometimes I surprise myself with what I'm curious about. Okay. Anyway, I can see that. What happened to my mouse? Stay. Okay, stay. All right. So let me share my screen and share with you with what I have prepared, which is some simple notes. Ayo, so tengok dia buat ide dah. Ya, saya nak tepikan benda ni. Aduh, tepi sikit. Nak tekan belakang. Asal dia tak boleh tepi lah. Anyway, ni lah. So, okay, now dia hilang. No, I'm not sharing that one. Tak ada. Okay, okay. My mouse is playing tricks on me. Okay. So I hope your connections are okay, because my class will be done totally on internet. Okay. So if you don't get what I said in the class, there's always the recording. So you can always check back what I said. Okay. So for today's class, I will divide it into two. I will talk a bit about what I want to say about media. Why does it keep on? Let me turn it on off. I put it up because I want to share something with you, but it seems that it's making the problem worse. Wait, I need to turn off this tab. Getting on my nerves. My mouse is not helping. So let me turn this off first. There you go. Now I'm happy. Okay, let's make this big. Okay, so I will divide today's session into two. I will talk a bit about what is media, the types of media, and why should we know a bit about it, and what is journalism, the basic definition of it. And then for the other half, I will talk a bit about the course, because last week I wasn't around, so I recorded a video, but I'm not sure whether the message was gotten across. So I'm more than happy to answer your question today. Okay, right. So what is media? So media is whatever you understand. Okay, to a lot of people, it's different things. It can be printed media, it can be digital media. Some people call it old media and new media. Some people call it electronic media and non-electronic media, all sorts of things. Okay, but for the purpose of this class, uh, I would look at the media in a few formats. I would rather use the term formats because different formats have a different business model, and different business model requires different kind of content for it. Okay, and the first is the printed media, which is what we call newspaper. I hope you guys still recognize newspaper. In Malaysia, we have about five newspaper in BM in Bahasa Melayu, and we have two daily ones in English, which is the Star and also Newsweek Times. For the BM one, we have Berita Harian, Harian Metro, Putusan Malaysia, Cosmo, and Sinar Harian. The rest of the newspaper that you saw online do not have a printed version. Some of them do, but not on daily basis. Okay, what I told you just now, 5 and 2, is the one that is published every day. Okay, the ones that's not published every day, like Haraka, like The Edge, oh, we have one published daily. Sorry, the Sun Daily, but the Sun is not really a newspaper like the other newspaper because the Sun is a free newspaper. And when a newspaper is free, you need to understand that there's somebody or something at the back. eh? Because to publish a newspaper, there is a cost to it. Yeah. And for the Sun Daily, the company that is funding the newspaper is the Berjaya. Yes, Berjaya. The one that owns Vijaya Times Square, the one that owns Starbucks, 7E and everything. Yeah. Yeah, Vincent Tan punya company. So Vijaya owns the Sun Daily. And that's why when you open the Sun Daily, you will see that there are not many news. That's one. And also, if there is a news about certain universities, they will prioritize universities that owned by Vijaya first. Only then they cover universities, other universities, right? So there you have it. One format. The first format I want to share is the newspaper, printed format, or what we call newspaper. The second format is what I call the electronic, and this covers both radio and TV, because radio is also considered electronic because the way the signal is transmitted is the same as TV. It's just a different kind of uh, receiver and different kind of device to play back signal. That's the only difference. And to me, these are called electronic media, which covers radio and TV. But TV nowadays is a bit blurry, because I believe at home you all have TV, right? I have TV at home also, but I don't watch TV channels anymore. I don't even have Astro anymore. Astro is like cable TV in Malaysia. I unsubscribed Astro I think for 2 years already. Because at home now I have Netflix. Hey, what happened? What happened? Oh no, 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 no. My mouse is going crazy. That's why. I think I should. How can I turn off my mouse? Okay, let's hope my mouse is not crazy. Well, shit happens. That's what. Anyway, so electronic media again. Sorry for the interruption. Everyone watches Netflix now, streaming services. Netflix lah, View lah. What do you have? Disney Hotstar lah, Plus, all sorts of things. Unify. Even telco companies now have their own streaming services. Even Astro have their own video on demand. So what I'm saying is there's another format, which is the electronic format, electronic media, which for the time being focuses on certain kind of content. Yeah. If you look at a terrestrial TV channel, they still have news, they still have their specific uh, content shows. Yeah. comedy shows, serious shows, documentary, and so on, drama. But on Netflix, on streaming services, they also have different kind of shows, long format, short format videos. Yeah. So these are the kind of content that is fit for electronic format. The next one, for me, in my eye, social media. Okay, some people call this new media, but for me, I don't want to call it new media because new is very, very subjective. Can always have new media. People argue that TikTok is different than Facebook, for example, but some people clump them together. For me, I call it all social media, and social media for me includes WhatsApp, Telegram, and so on. Because technically, the technology at the back is the same, which is the internet. Yeah? Never ever forget that when you are online, it only means that you are on the browser or social media. When you're on WhatsApp, you're also online, right? Because you're using the same signal at the back of your user interface. The technology is called the internet or the World Wide Web. eh? So that's the service that you're using. So for me, these are all called social media. eh? Founded, of course, by things like Facebook. I just realized that I'm on Facebook since 2009. 2009. At that time, it was just launched. And at that time, I don't know if you are on Facebook or even born at that time. Facebook at that time was just about to share what you ate in the morning and about playing games. Because at that time, Facebook was the only place where you can play social games. Social game. Nowadays, of course, we have apps. But in the olden days, people go on internet from computers. You see, they don't have smartphones like what we do now. Of course, they do, but not as as advanced as we do now. We have screen as big as this. You can touch them. There was a time, unfortunately, where phones are meant to call people. Yeah, there was a time. Uh, so people use Facebook to play games. If you Google right now, there was a very famous game called Farmville. Sorry, I can't pronounce it well. Farmville, where now that I think of it, it was really funny. It was nothing. It was just a social game where you create your farms, you trade what you have for something else, and you develop your farm, make it bigger so you make more money, something like that. So you're on Facebook to play games. That was what the world was back then. Yeah. So all these things now, of course, has evolved. Now we have TikToks. TikToks actually evolved from the need to have shorter and shorter time attention span. Because people realize that we don't have time to do a lot of things in life because nowadays life is about speed. Everything needs to be done in speed. Have to do this, have to do that. Have to do that. So in the world of social media, we also need things with shorter attention span. And that's why TikTok is around for you to share short videos. And all of that is called social media. There is another media which is quite traditional, conventional, but still relevant until now, especially with new lighting technology, which is what we call out of home media, OOH media. eh? And some people nowadays call it, they add the word digital at the beginning. So now it is known as digital out of home media, DOOH. Now, you might think that all these billboards, billboards, they're just advertisement. But don't forget, nowadays, we have digital billboards where you can technically put anything there. Because a different kind of advertisement will give you a different kind of action. Okay, imagine looking at an ice cream, a static ice cream. But imagine looking at an ice cream that is moving, you can see people enjoying the ice cream. Why am I taking ice cream at 3 p.m. in the afternoon? Because it's fasting month. That's why. Okay. Right. Different example. If you go at Federal Highway, siapa ada nampak, who can see the Milo advertisement? Milo in Malaysia is like the third drink. It's like the third national drink. Okay. After teh tarik, after coffee. Some people call it the number one Malaysian drink, Milo. When in reality, it's just sugar and some chocolate. It's a sugary chocolate drink. People wake up. But anyhow, have you seen the billboard? It shows how delicious Milo is. And imagine watching a moving Milo glass with the ice in a cold Milo drink on an afternoon. How delightful is that? Yeah. All right. So I'm sorry. This is what will happen if you're fasting and talking about Milo in the afternoon. Okay. Right. So what I'm saying is there's another format of media which is out of home media, and it's different thing altogether. And now that it's gone digital, it's totally different now as compared to the billboards of yesterday. Okay. Right. Still a new kind of media nowadays. Some people call this new media together with social media and together with whatever else. But I call this uh what do I call it? I can't remember what I call it. The one that where you clump together the podcast. Okay. Podcast is a funny thing, because in the olden days, people don't care about radios, because radios are people talking to each other without looking at who they are, you know. So a lot of people think TV is superior, but nowadays, I'm talking about now, podcast, which technically is just people interviewing, talking to each other, but now that we have smartphones and they use smartphones to record the session, and they can transmit this anywhere around the world with the help of social media. So podcast or interview has now become their own media outlet. Even specific social media have their own podcast, so-called podcast channel. Even startups have started coming up, trying to create an app that helps people to do podcast, online interviews. App like, what do you call that? I can't remember the name now. But it helps you to do interview, and at the same time help you to record the interview with good audio quality, and that later can be downloaded and uploaded to Spotify and to other channels. Twitter, or now known as X, have their own podcast system, which are called Space. I don't know whether it's still working or not. Instagram, not that they have podcast, but I'm telling you that even the new so-called media have their sister kind of format where people can participate in. Instagram, of course, they have threads where they want interaction, more engagement. Facebook, of course, bought Instagram and bought WhatsApp. They they couldn't care less about developing a new app. They just bought the others because they're so rich. Mark Zuckerberg is so rich that he doesn't care about developing a new Twitter. He just bought, no, not Twitter. He bought WhatsApp and he bought Instagram because he's so rich. Elon Musk know that he couldn't be left behind. He doesn't have the team behind Google. He doesn't have the team behind Apple. So he bought Twitter because he has lots of money. And in doing so, he renamed it X so that it becomes his. If people still call it Twitter, it's not his yet. That's my theory. Anyway, so there you have it. I think about 5 formats media I've shared with you: printed, electronic, social, uh, out of home, and last but not least, I think I call this the new media. eh. This is what to me is the new one, which is where you have the podcast, Spotify kind of thing. Spotify is also funny. If you think about it, there is no other app or software that actually allows you to listen for free. I know you're going to say YouTube, but YouTube is a different animal. Spotify is just songs, you know, and podcasts where you listen. YouTube is a different animal. The video, of course, you can listen to the video, but YouTube doesn't allow you to listen to it if you if you close the app. But Spotify allows you to, and the business model is quite interesting because by subscription or not, you can listen to the songs because the artists agree to Spotify to use their song for certain terms and conditions. That's a very unique business model, and that's what makes the founder very, very rich. And because they have an idea, new idea. So there you have it. I think I collected five media formats for you to consider, and what I will use in this class. Okay, forget about what other definition that people use out there. People use conventional media versus new media. People use printed media and electronic media, and also include the social media within the electronic, which I don't agree because it's a different animal altogether, different signal, different infrastructure, different content. So that's why I separate them further. And for the purpose of this class, I use these five uh, categories. All right. And I can assure you the storytelling and the journalism knowledge that you gather in this class is useful in all five media formats. Okay, can be used in any five of them. Even if one of you are interested to become a documentary filmmaker, come and see me. Let's do something. Okay, because when I was the director of the corporate comms, my vision was to create a Netflix series by 2026. Eh? But a dream stays a dream because I'm no more the director there. Okay, so if any one of you wants or have the skill to be a filmmaker, come with me and let's explore together. Okay, explore together. Make a Netflix about UM. All right. So next, a topic about control. Because when you talk about system as an engineer and as anyone else, I believe, we need to talk about control mechanism. Okay. Just because you know what's come in and you know what can come out and you know the thing, the device, doesn't mean that you can leave it on its own. Okay. You need control. You need a third party. You need something, someone, an organization to monitor the whole operation. Because if you leave it to the device of the humans, humans tend to, even the world, I'm talking about physics law, because some of you come from physics, the Newton's law. I can't remember which Newton's law says this, but the entropy is always increasing. I know some of you are from real estate, from uh, English lead, but bear with me. What the law is saying is that the world, our universe, will tend to go into chaos. That's the natural direction. All right. That's the law that we live with. That's the physical law that we live with. And it's true for the whole of universe. For now, we tend to go into chaos. That's the natural direction. And that's why we need control. And the same thing goes with media. Media needs to be controlled. But the more important question is who, who or what controls the media? Who or what controls the media? Now, why I'm telling you this is because there are things that happened in the past through media, that is a sign or proof that when we don't control it well, something wrong will go out of hand, and something wrong will happen, and something will go out of hand. It could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing, it could be something that we don't know. All right. I give you 3 examples. You can go back and Google it up. Cambridge Analytica scandal was about a company uh, which deals with legally, not illegally. The illegal is on the other side. Legally exchange data with Facebook. Okay. But what's illegal is that this company, which is called Cambridge Analytica, actually also have another deal with the Trump team in the US. And this deal actually have an effect on the US election. Okay. Of course, Donald Trump wins the election by right, no issue. They count the ballot they want. But what I'm trying to say is that there is an argument that he won because he controls the social media at the time. Facebook, Twitter is between his hands. He knew the data, what are people are inclined to say, to agree with, and he uses that uh, to the most advantages for him, right? And that's why they call it the scandal. Because even until now, they still, I'm not sure whether it has settled or not, but I think Cambridge Analytica was found guilty of illegally, sharing this data with a political party, which is not meant to be used. Facebook selling data is actually okay. You might be surprised. All the social media that you are on, actually your data can be sold to other parties. Don't be so safe. Because the one when you subscribe, when you create an account, actually in a very small print, you can look it up now. Whether you're on Instagram, whether in your Google, on Facebook, or iOS, and you create a phone, buy a new phone, you are submitting your soul to the devil, my friend. Yeah. Uh, but of course, if they are using it as a legal use or something useful, I'm okay. Google, look up my phone to see whether the Google, the map, whether a road is busy or not. Do you know that? You can Google it up. Google is actually using our location to see whether a road is busy or not. Yeah. They admitted to it. There's a video for it. Video of it. You can check it out. So for me, I personally okay if my data is used for something useful. I'm okay with that. But if it's used for something that is to give advantage to just one person, I don't think I will agree to that. And that's also what happened in the UK, where, as you know, the United Kingdom are not part of the EU anymore, because the people decided that they don't want to. Eh? But a lot of people, when they do the studies, actually, the majority of people don't mind being in the EU. It's just that on social media, it seems that a lot of people are not happy with UK being in the EU. Eh? And when they look it up, actually there's a disproportionate amount of content that is more biased towards Brexit, which is the term that they use to ask UK to get out to exit from the EU. Brexit. There is a disproportionate amount of content, meaning that there are lots more content on the side that don't agree with the UK in the EU. And that's why in the end they get out. When when is it actually true or not? Yeah. So social media content, if it's not controlled, it will give a consequence that you might not want. UK being out of EU, of course, they don't have any more benefit that they receive while they are in EU. When I was a student, PhD student in the UK, with one visa, I have a student visa to UK. With one visa, the same visa, I can go to all over Europe. Nowadays, you cannot. You have to get the EU visa if you want to go to Europe. You have to get the UK visa if you want to go to UK. You cannot just cross the channel like that. And when I was a student, I can, but you cannot anymore. And of course, there's another incident, Arab Spring, which started out on Twitter. Arab Spring, if you read about the history, it started out on Twitter. It's about people sharing their disagreement about their country. I think it started out in Egypt. Egypt. It spread out to other countries. All these Arabs start asking questions about their government. I cannot say whether this is good or bad, but at that time, the spread was uncontrolled. Some governments are thrown out. Some governments are in disarray until now. Some governments are still at war, civil war until now. Because of this, because of uncontrolled media, uncontrolled content on media. So these are just some simple 3 examples that I gave you. You can Google it up and read more about it. And if you felt strongly about it, you can share with me. And if it's long enough, I can even publish it in newspaper. All right. I just want to share with you, in Malaysia, our social media is controlled by MCMC, Malaysia Communications and Multimedia Commission. It's a commission. Commission is not like the police. The police have the power to tangkap you, to capture you under certain act. Of course, they have certain act also, but what they are more interested in is in terms of producing policy papers and monitoring. Of course, they will, for some news outlet, if they think that they are crossing the line, of course, they can do things like blocking their website, because all the internet backbones in Malaysia are controlled by the government, by the MCMC. So if they think that your website is going against the government indiscriminately, so they can stop it. Just like what happened to these portals lah, TV for TV lah, whatever lah. So in Malaysia, what I want you to know is that it's controlled by a body called MCMC. All right. And the rest of the world, it depends on where the business or the website is registered to, right? Okay, what else? All right. So I want to ask you, I want to not ask the question, sorry. I want you to start thinking, perhaps our media is controlled by company. What do you think? Perhaps it's controlled by company? Maybe, yeah. If you think about it, on Google, for those of you who are content creators, publish a lot of videos, you will know by now that videos produced in English are paid more. Betul. You can have Malay videos and got millions of views because our neighbors in Indonesia watches them as well, but you don't get paid as much if you produce your videos in English. You notice that or not? So what does that mean? What does that mean? Are you saying that English content are better? English are only spoken like how many percent in the world? Mandarin speakers are more than English speakers. But why is it that YouTube prefers videos in English? Are they controlling us? I want you to start thinking like that. Okay? Facebook. Not just Facebook, I mean all social media lah. Did you notice that when you find something on Shopee, for example, I give you a simple example. You want to find, let's say, a new phone. Did you notice that when you now go to your social media, to Google, suddenly, why so many advertisements on phones? Suddenly they seems to know that you want to buy a new phone. Why? Are you controlled by them? Isn't the media controlled by them? So I want you to start thinking that way. Not to blame them, okay? Not to blame them, because what I want you to start thinking is that because you am student kan, you are student pandai sikit kan. I want you to start thinking about the opportunity. I want you to start thinking about the challenges. Of course, there are challenges. I don't speak English well. You don't speak English well, but you want to make videos. There's a challenge there because even with good views, you don't get paid as much as the one produced in English. If you speak Malay well, for example, you produce good videos. Carol Amin, for example, very good videos. But if you compare the income from YouTube videos compared to, for example, simple lah, Mr. Beast lah, Mr. Beast ke, PewDiePie ke, whatever lah, he will not get as much as much payment from YouTube videos, because Google pay English content more. But Mr. Beast ni pandai. Mr. Beast also produce videos in other languages because he knew these other languages will bring him more views to the English one. Mr. Beast bijak. Anyway, if you don't know who am I talking to, you can Google them up. Mr. Beast is the highest paid content creator in the world. For how many years, I don't know. It used to be PewDiePie, but PewDiePie saya dengar dia dah pencet. PewDiePie dah pencet. There's another boy, Ryan. I don't know how old is he now. Ryan is the youngest billionaire, I think, from YouTube. Look at his videos and look at what content he makes, Ryan, and his stories. Anyway, so what I want you to think is that now that I share with you the format, now that I shared with you about the controls, who controls, what controls our media, I want you to start thinking about the challenges and the opportunities that may lie. Of course, social media is controlled by someone. Yes, of course. Of course, I said certain video gets more payment, of course. But that shouldn't stop you, for example, from making videos. Why should you stop? You know that your market, my market, for example, I'm a Malaysian lecturer, for example, my target audience is students in Malaysia. So I don't want payment. I don't seek payment from YouTube. My audience is in Malaysia and they understand Malay well. So I continue making videos because remember, 10, 20 years ago, without social media, you cannot publish yourself. So with social media, even though with all these, challenges, control lah, whatever lah, but it allows you to have an opportunity to publish yourself, which is not there 20 years ago. When I was growing up, to be part of media, you have to sing well, you have to speak well, you have to be a celebrity, you have to be a politician in order for you to be in media. But nowadays, you can be your own media. Nobody's like I just said, Mr. Beast, who knows Mr. Beast? Who knows his real name? I don't know his real name. But now he's become a force to be reckoned with, The traditional media even look up to him to partner, to do marketing, to do branding. Even big names like Samsung, Apple, do brand collaboration with these content creators because they bring in the audience, they bring in the eyeballs. So think of it that way. Think about the opportunity that this media bring. Think about how you can be part of that. I can share with you something that I do almost every day, which is I share articles to newspaper, both printed and the portal ones. Because in the olden days, there's only printed ones. But now, because of the internet, we have portals, Malaysia Kini lah, FMT lah. Even the traditional ones also have their own portals. The Star, New Straits Times, Berita Harian, all those have their own portals. And publishing on portals are much, much easier, right? So these companies want to compete with the social media. They compete with quality. So our lecturers, with good thoughts and opinions, now have the option to have their thoughts published. But all of these portals, when in the olden days, without internet, like I said just now, there are only 5 newspapers in Malay and 2 newspapers in English. Together, there are only 7 outlets. But now, with social media, with internet, with all the other things, we have lots and lots, hundreds, even thousands of outlets that can use your content. So that's an opportunity. Okay. So that's what I do almost on a daily basis, like every day. I share content with all these media players out there. Yeah? Almost 100 outlet I share every day. Yeah? So if any one of you would like to share your thoughts with the media, you can share it with me so that I can share them with the media out there. So think about opportunity. Okay. Although I told you that the format is limited, certain content are suitable for certain format and the control part, but that shouldn't stop you from creating content. Right? Remember about opportunity. All right. With my whatever life energy, I will talk a bit about journalism. Normally, I will be tired by this time. Okay. But since it's about media, it's about journalism, I'm still energetic because this is my passion. Okay. If you can meet me, you will notice that I'm very passionate about media. I'm very passionate about journalism, which I think is a skill that everyone should have. You know, you will be surprised that how many lecturers can't actually collect their thoughts and say it in a proper manner. Because this is not taught in school or university, journalism, storytelling. And that's and it has become my mission to share it with as many people as possible. And that's the reason why I created this course. And you, my students, are the second batch of the ones who are doing it. So count yourself lucky. So you're among the first in the world to be shared this technique which I gathered from my own experience. Okay. All right. Journalism. What is it? In the simplest form, for me, you can Google it out. There are so many definitions about journalism. In my definition, it's about 3 things. It's about asking the right question to get the right information. It's about collecting the information. And finally, it's about presenting the information. All right. For me, that's the 3 main things about journalism. Getting the right information by asking the right question, collecting the information, because you need to collect everything, and also other things that you need, which might not be necessarily things that are in order. Okay, I will share with you later on. But for this class, I'm just sharing you the overview, 3 things, and finally to present the information. Now, for this class, I will focus more on the presenting. Okay, because I think a lot of people are not taught or are not shared about how to take proper photos, how to take what is there in video movement. I want to share with that. So that's why if you look at your first assignment, it's about you taking photos. Because next week, I think I will share with you next week or the next week, I will share with you very basic techniques on how to take a photo. Not just any photo, but good photos. Okay? How to take good photos. And that's why I love going out with you. Tapi sebab, online class and fasting month. I don't know whether I can go out. But we'll see lah. Maybe after Raya, we can have a physical class and we take photos and videos together. Right? A field trip. All right. So to summarize, for me, journalism means 3 things. You have to collect the right information by asking the right question. Collecting the information because collecting information, there is a method to it. Yeah. If it's electronic, what kind of storage you need, whether you need to write it or you want to store it in your phone, you need to prepare a bit, camera. And finally, to present it in a video format, in a poster format, in a photo format. Yeah, the 3 things. Journalism for me is 3 things. And most importantly, with journalism, it trains you to be accountable. Okay? In this class, I hope I will share with you when taking photos, you cannot just take photos like that, you know. For example, if you go to school, can you take photos of the kids or not, or the children? Cannot. It's against the law of Children's Act. It's against the Children's Act. But if you program as the approval from the ministry to take the photos, then you can. Okay. So that's what I meant by doing this course, by doing journalism, some introduction to journalism. You will learn a bit about accountability, being accountable for whatever you do. You cannot just take any photos, you know. And also you cannot just take any videos, and that's why you're not allowed to record your video when you go to movies. Cannot. That's wrong against some laws. And also by doing this course, you understand that democracy works best at most times. Okay. Because in this course, I will share with you the content of this handbook recently launched by the ministry about mobile journalism. Because everyone nowadays has a phone, and with a phone, they can record anything. But by knowing that, by having the right skills and by being accountable, you are actually helping people. But without accountability, that's what happens when something happened at the road, some accident, you take out your phone first and then you record. And somebody can die because they are fighting each other while you, a bystander, which can do something, actually you can call the police, but no, you take out your phone and you record it first because you want to be the first to upload it on TikTok. Now that's a problem. Okay. So with this course, I hope I will share with you a bit about accountability. Uh, and why is it that just because you have a phone doesn't mean that you can record everything? I will share with you how, with using a phone, you can record the right content and in the right way. And by doing so, you will share it to the right audience. Okay. So that's what I want to share today. And I want to share that there is one task I put up on the weekly task on Spectrum, which I want you to do, which is an online training course by Reuters. Reuters is a big media company. They prepare this course for everyone. Everyone can take it. And by the end of this course, you will get a certificate, online certificate. Now, you can use this in your CV. You can use it anywhere. All right. So there you have it. By second week in this class, you have one certificate already. Isn't that great? Life is great. Internet is great. Yeah? All right, I know no one will give question. I just put up that slide because it's a courtesy for me. Alamak, saya dah tutup. Wait, I want to open my Spectrum. Why did I turn off the Spectrum? Wait, I will finish by 4, don't worry. I just want to go to Spectrum to show that, to remind you what you need to do. I know I've shared with you last week in my video, but I figured a live demonstration would be better. I can really help with a glass of water now, but I'm fasting. So yeah. Anyway, sorry. Did I say that out loud? Okay, spectrum, spectrum, spectrum. This is how your spectrum should look like. Yeah. UM dan spectrum berpisah tiada. So yeah. What I want to press here is that if I log in for the first time, I see something. Sign out pula. Mana pandai kau. Aku dah sign in lah. Because in Spectrum, they have a feature where I can log in as a student. Because as a lecturer, I can have certain things that I want the student to be hidden from students. In a year, yes. Why do they want to ask so many questions? Anyhow, so there you are. Technology, eh? So yeah. So here I can log in as a student. So I can just show, hurry up lah. Mana dia pergi? Maybe I am a student still. So I make it bigger so that you can see clearly, even in your recording. See?
Professor, may I know where can I mark my attendance?
We don't have attendance. I use Microsoft Teams attendance. Okay, attendance issue. Okay. In we don't have that we don't have that rule anymore where you need to attend 80% for you to go for exam one. And this subject don't have an exam. So actually you don't, even if that rule is still there, it's not valid. Okay. And thirdly, this is more personal. I don't believe in attendance, because I believe this course is for you. You should be the one who makes an effort to learn. It's not for me. Attendance is for me. So for me, it's not, I don't need your attendance. Okay. So who's asking that? Sorry, I cannot see your name. So I hope that answers the question. Okay. You don't have to mark it anywhere for my class. For other class, if the lecturer asks you to sign, you have to sign lah. But for me, I don't get your attendance. I don't need your attendance. Okay. If I do, I will get it from the Microsoft Teams punya recording. Okay, so don't worry. I know because sometimes the audit asks me to get the attendance. So I show them from the MS team. All right, so this is the weekly task. I told you that this is marked as 20% towards your final marks. The deadline is always week 14 for all of them. Okay. You will have, I think, 10 or 11 tasks for you to do. The whole semester, you only have 10 or 11, something like that. If I'm Rajin, I will do 14. But last semester I only do 10, I think. Yeah. Yeah. So out of that, you will make 20% of your mark. And what you will have in this, each of these is that it will help you to understand the content better. Okay. I can see that Yuyun has just uploaded his or her. I don't know. Sorry, Yuyun. I'm not familiar with the Indonesian names. I think Yuyun is the girl name. Yuyun just uploaded her content. I want to share with you this week's content, this week's task. Sorry. I eat a lot of tempeh now, so my English is sounded very much Indonesian. Anyway, okay. So for this week's task, I want you to read these notes which I have prepared. I also say here that there are questions in the document. So if you felt strongly, if you want to talk about it, you can write about it and give it to me, and I will send it to media. Yeah, why not? Yeah, after one class, you get publication in media. No other courses will teach you that. And of course, I will ask you to do this training. I mentioned this just now, the Reuters one. So once you've done it, I want you to post your cert by replying to this message at the bottom, as a sign, as a proof of completion. That's all. Some simple tasks for you to do every week. Eh? So there you have it. And the assignment, sorry, I need to show you where also. The assignment, I put it up now so that you are not worried about it because last semester I put it up quite late. It's due in week 5. I think week 5 is the week before Hari Raya. Eh? Week before Hari Raya. So you still have time. You didn't see? Hidden from student, nampak tak? Hidden from student. Anyway, I hide that. It's actually last semester's content. I don't want to mix it up. That's why. Okay, so your individual assignment for me is quite simple. It's the same thing that I asked for the student last semester. I want you to take photos and I want you to write a caption. That's all. Simple, right? But your caption must have a storytelling structure and your photos must use the photography techniques that I will share with you. That's it. And what photos? UN photos. Can be of the people, can be of the building, can be of yourself, or your daily activities. Uh, one student, I must say this, I will share with you later. One student last semester actually puts up poem, a poem about school bag, about backpack, about backpack. The story is that backpack is with you all the time. It goes with you to class, it goes to you when you're having lunch, it goes back you to your room, but you don't normally see them as a friend. So the conclusion is that perhaps backpack is your best friend. Simple. And the photo is about the backpack of the student in different angles in the class, in lunch, in whatever. I think it was brilliant. I think I give that student A. So that's the kind of thing that I expect from this class. It's not about the best looking photos. It's about the story, about what you want to tell, about your life in you, at UM. So that's your assignment. It's due in week 5. You don't have to rush. You don't have to worry to submit it next week. You have until week 5 to do it. And I will share with you next week, I think, about the techniques of photography and I have some introduction to storytelling. I can't remember which one comes first. We'll see next week. All right. But it's there. The assignment is already here. It's due in 8 April. So you still have time. So, alamak, dia nampak pula 8 April 12.30. Actually, it was meant to be on a Sunday, 7 April. But it's okay. It's there for you to read and start discussing. This is an individual assignment, not group assignment. Individual assignment. Do it on your own. If you have questions, you can ask me online or on WhatsApp. I have no problem replying on WhatsApp. Okay, so that's all from me. My advice would be to always be alert on the announcement, be alert on the weekly task, do it on your own because it's for you, not for me. No attendance. I don't take attendance because this class have no exams. And also personally, I don't believe in attendance because this subject is for you, not for me. And about media, I shared with you the 5 formats that I believe is the correct one. When you talk about media, there are 5 types: printed types, electronic types, social media types, out of media types, and also the new type, which I consider the really new one, which is the podcast one. I differentiate them based on the content and the type of signals that I use to make the content. That's why I divide them into these 5. I talk about the media control and I talk a bit about journalism, what it meant to me and why is it important that everyone needs to know. What else? And I talk a bit about the task and the assignment. Right? So that's all from me. Thank you so much for your time. I hope to see you next week. For all Muslims, I wish you selamat berbuka puasa. Okay, and see you next week. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
Okay,
Sorry,
thank
I'm a
you,
bit
Prof.
tired.
Thank you,
My
Doctor.
Thank you,
engine turned
bro.
off.
Bye.
This is my my way of saying I don't have energy.
Thank you, doctor.
Bye bye. Anyone from Indonesia? My grandfather from Jawa Tengah. My grandfather. I can understand Javanese a bit, but I cannot speak it. You don't have to say goodbye, actually. Yeah. I don't know. A lot of students thought online class is like real class, where you have to say goodbye, teacher, goodbye, sir. I'm going home. You know. But anyway, Helena and Sazidul Rahman, I'm stopping the recording
Sure.
now.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I have to caption every picture, or I have to caption a summary.
For the assignment, you mean?
Yes, I mean
Yeah.
assignment. In assignment.
One summary only.
Okay.
That encapsulate the all of your pictures. So what you want.
So it can be different pictures
Yes.
in different topics.
Yes, but it's connected some way lah. It must be
Okay.
connected to your story lah. That's the most important thing. What do you want to say? It cannot be just about random photos, you know. There's no point
Okay.
showing me random photos. I want to see your story. What's the story you want to
Yes.
tell? Mhm.
How much picture I have to put into this project?
Maximum 10. What course are you doing, Sadidul?
Biochemistry.
Biochemistry. Are you in first year or final year?
No, I came into this March intake. I'm in first semester.
First
For first
semester.
year.
All right. Where are
Yes.
you from, Sadidul? Pakistan?
Bangladesh. Bangladesh.
Bangladesh. I
Yes.
have a very good Bangladeshi friend, but I never learned Bengal from here. I think I want to learn Bengal from her so that I can speak Bengal with you. Urdu. Or maybe
Yes.
Bengal. I
Yes.
don't know. Bengali. Sorry, Bengali.
Bangla.
Bangla. Okay.
Yes.
Where do you stay, Sadidul?
I stay in KK12.
Kikitel.
Uh,
Okay. Nice college. Lot of food.
yes.
All right, Sadidul. Anything you can always text me. I think you have my number. You can always WhatsApp me. Okay.
Yes. Yes. Thank you, doctor.
Okay. No worries. Have a good day.